Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Everyday Joy podcast. I'm your host Ash Couchman and I cannot wait to find moments of joy with you today. Would you do the biggest favor? Would you head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and go give us a 5-star written review, just like Tash did, who gave us a 5-star review saying, "This is a special podcast. It has developed my understanding and helped me grow in wisdom, joy, and grace." If this podcast encourages you, if it helps you in your walk, would you go and give us a review? It just helps more people find out about this podcast and get involved. I cannot wait to hear the word of God. Let's hear today's words to live by.
Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23.
Kills, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
It's so good. You're wearing a very cute outfit today. You walked in and I said, "Ooh, it looks so cute." She's wearing like these jeans. Are they Air Forces?
No, I'm not wearing Air Forces.
Oh, they look like Air Forces.
I'm wearing Reeboks.
Reeboks, sorry.
Yes, Brooke and I have.
I love that you were like, "How dare you assume my Reeboks were Air Forces?" And like a cute little vest.
Yeah, from the op shop.
You are an op shopping like queen.
Guru.
A guru, as some would call. What's like your best op shop find, do you reckon?
Oh, that's hard. I actually have so many. I'm not mean to like toot my own horn, but like
toot it, go.
I just like, I don't know what gets into me, but I just find really good stuff all the time.
You actually found me a couch.
Yes, I found a Bolche.
Yeah, boucle.
Okay, boucle. I'm not obviously with it.
Also, I'm sorry if there's any interior designers who tell me that's the wrong way to pronounce it.
Boucle, like lounge set. It was like 2 chairs and a little poof thingy.
Yeah,
and it was at Vinny's and it was $100, I think, but it was brand new.
I think it was 90. Brand new.
It was brand new. I literally was like, this is a steal.
And here's the thing though, Keeley called me. She was like, "I found this amazing thing. Do you want it?" And we somehow fit it in your car.
Yeah.
And then the most ironic thing about all of this is I have never owned it in the sense of it lived at Keeley's house in a room to like be stored.
Yeah.
And then once Toby and I got married, we just didn't need it. So now it's just Keeley's.
It's just mine. So Ash basically just bought a couch
You're
for
welcome.
me.
You're welcome. But it was a great find. Is there another one or is that?
I found many good like clothes and homeware stuff and like candles. Candles are the best thing to find because they're literally like 50 cents to $1.
And they're new usually.
And they're new or like been used once.
Yeah. That's so smart. I feel like what we should do is over on the Facebook page, I think I have a photo, or maybe you have a photo of us with that chair.
Yeah, maybe.
If I can find it, I'm going to put it on the Facebook page and you need to tell us in the comments what your best op shop find is.
And what your best op shop is so I can go look at it.
You can go and stalk your best op shop. I love that so much. We're looking at this verse in Proverbs 4 verse 23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Kills, what are your first thoughts about this?
Yeah, for me, I think like I just think about guarding your heart and like protecting your heart and just stopping from anything like anything bad or like from the enemy getting in to your heart, like whether that's like what you're watching online or your friends or environments that you're in, just protecting your heart.
Yeah, I think in the second part where it says for everything flows from it, it's like I think sometimes we forget how important our heart is, and not like our physical beating
pumping
heart,
blood,
but like our soul almost, right? I think it's like you need to guard your heart, guard your soul. Like, isn't it so interesting? This is an epiphany I'm literally having right now. That we talk about guarding our hearts, right? Even people who aren't Christians, even people who don't have faith, they understand that heart feeling, right?
Yeah.
But it's not actually our physical heart. It's our soul. Like it's our
spiritual.
It's our spirit. And I think it's so interesting that we sometimes, and I wonder maybe it's because we have this picture of like a little red heart that we go protect your heart, but actually like protect what you're allowing into your soul. Like what are you allowing yourself to consume? What are you allowing yourself to be around? You know, I think it takes like 30 seconds of us hearing something, seeing something, being around something for it to affect us.
Yeah.
I remember growing up, my mum would always say, once you see something, you can't unsee it. Like mum would say that to me all the time.
That's great.
And she would say it to me about movies. She would say it to me about, you know, things that were going on in like school world. And she'd just be like, Ash, just remember, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Or maybe dad even said it as well. And it really stuck with me because I think that the more you can protect your heart from anything, really, anything that's not of God, the healthier our soul is, because you don't need to deal with getting rid of those things and like stop thinking about those things and stop dwelling on those things. It's like if you protect it and guard your heart. And look, and we did an episode on it a couple weeks ago with Shaylee, but we were talking about like sometimes when you have a faith, like you actually need to make tough calls on what you're going to do, what you're going to say, who you're going to be around. And that's not to be a Debbie Downer. That's because we've been called to guard our heart. And guarding is not dealing with. Guarding is like the precursor, right? We're not saying
it's like a boundary.
It's the boundary, exactly. And so I think for me, it just shows me like God needs us and wants us to know that our hearts are so important, and our heart it's like the gateway to like where our heart goes and how our life flows and how our character is. And I think we need to put a bit more of an emphasis on guarding our heart. I don't think we do it enough. Even when it comes to social media, like I know I spoke to Tiani the other day. You've been on a social media break, and even you've been saying to me like, Ash, I just like I feel so good.
It so much. Like anytime, it's just like crazy. I feel like I look around in the world and people are just so glued to their phones, and I'm like, it's just wild to be like not having to need to look at Instagram or it's really, really changed a lot for me in how I like compare or like look at things.
Totally. Because I think as well, like guarding your heart, it's guarding your heart from comparison. It's guarding your heart from, you know, what other people have even. You know, we're stuck in this sense of you can look at any Instagram at any point and be like, man, everyone else has it so much better than me.
It's
but
so bad.
You need to guard your heart because that's not truth.
Yes.
And I love that you guys have done like the practical thing of stepping away from social media to do that. Is there a time where this verse has come alive for you, Keels?
Yeah, for sure. I think in high school I really had to work on guarding my heart because as like I said last episode, I got saved when I was 13.
That's like early on in high school.
So my friend invited me to a youth service and I like loved it. I thought it was great. I was a pretty shy kid, so I was like really excited that people were like excited to see me and like were happy, and like there was a really good community at our youth. And so I gave my life to Jesus when I was like 13, 14. And but I was also in a public school, and a school that was not great.
You've driven me past it before,
would
and
not
you're
recommend.
Like, was a scary school.
Would not recommend that school, but I'm not going to say the name of mine. They're probably a lot better now. Who knows? But I like had a really hard time guarding my heart in high school because like most of my friends were also similar to me, where they had also just like gotten saved or they weren't super solid in their foundations. Like I didn't have any friends that were Christians their whole life, like and so when we'd go to school it would be really hard because, you know, people are gossiping, people are being rude or like bullies, or like people are doing like hectic stuff like drugs or like just crazy stuff. And so like just trying to guard my heart around that time was really hard, and trying to discern, like as a teenager, to discern what's good, what's not good is like super hard, because you can't, like as it says, everything you do flows from your heart. And there was definitely a time where I was like, gossip is great, I love this, and like it like fuel, I don't know what the thing is in you that it fuels, but like I don't know, and I definitely had to be like, oh wait, that's not good and that's flowing from me, and I don't want to be a person that is a gossiper or like and I think the good example for me was like our leaders are so great, and like I don't know if you talked about Pastor Ebony before, but she like, I remember a youth night where it was like just girls, and it was like she just talked about gossip and how it's from the devil, and like don't do it, and like it's like the worst thing ever because it just like makes your heart toxic. And that was like such a good like time for me because I was like, oh wow. And then as I was not doing it, then other people also around me stopped doing it, and then you just like create a good environment from like,
and like you stop the flow of like the things that you didn't want in your heart when you like kind of put a stake in the ground.
Yeah, for sure.
That's amazing. And so I think even in that, it's like we need to be able to do what you did, and like when you haven't guarded your heart in an aspect, we need to be able to put that stake in the ground, because it's going to happen realistically. There will be things that slip through, there will be mistakes and decisions that we make where we won't have guarded our hearts well. And so it's also being able to go, okay, well, where did that happen? How do we stop this and turn this around? And I think if you can get anything out of this episode, it's like guard your heart. Truly remember that your heart isn't just a fun little picture. It's your soul. Like it's the character, it's the person that you've been created to be. And so,
and it's also like asking God, like, what in my heart do I need to like change, or what do I need to take out? Like that's a good way to like reflecting on it and being like, what should I guard my heart from in this season? And
like ask the questions and say, what am I doing that isn't protecting my heart, Lord? Like ask those questions, and here's the cracker. Do what he says. Right? Like it's all good and well to be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be involved in this, or maybe I shouldn't be watching this. Like if you feel the Lord, like put in the work, put the guard up. Like you even said, Keels, like you've been putting these awesome disciplinary boundaries in, getting off social media to stop comparison in your heart, to stop elements of disappointment in your heart. Sometimes you need to do physical things to guard it,
for sure.
And I think that's such a great thing for everyone to remember today, that if there's an area of life where you're struggling, whether it's to guard your heart, whether it's you can already see things have gotten into your heart, I'd love for you to think of one practical thing, taking it to the Lord as well. Ask the Lord and come up with one practical thing you can do to guard your heart in that scenario. Whether it's, like Keeley said, hopping off social media, maybe it's taking a break from a specific show or series, whatever it is. Guard your heart. Think about the way you're speaking. Think about the way the people around you are speaking, and really protect it at the gate. Don't wait for it to come in. Put the guard in place. I cannot wait to dive even deeper into the Word of God with you tomorrow. But until then, I pray you're able to find moments of joy.